Hi guys, this is Matt with How to Buy a Car, and this is lesson number 9, magic numbers or dealer math. So this is probably one of the most interesting of all the lessons in this course, I know, because these are kind of the behind the scenes numbers that dealerships don't always come forward and explain to people. So guys, let's start off with turning a money factor into an interest rate. So this is not exact, but it's really close. Okay, it's going to give you a really close determination of what you're actually getting on a money factor. So remember, a money factor is the interest rate on a lease, and they come in the form of decimals like this one over here, 0.00200. So guys, you take your money factor and you multiply it by 2400, and that's going to give you your ballpark of what interest rate you're paying on a lease. So for example, if you take 0.00200 and you multiply it by 2400, the result is 4.8. So on this lease, the interest rate or the equivalent interest rate would be a 4.8 interest rate, guys. So again, it's not an exact interest rate, but it's very, very close, and it will give you kind of a ballpark and say, hey, am I paying 1% on this lease, or am I paying almost 5% interest on this lease? So this is a super well hidden number. This is something salespeople don't generally know about. This is more of a manager piece of information, guys. On a lease, on a lease, generally, when you're talking about a lease, the term is going to be 36 months. So that's why this example is in the form of 36 months. So 36-month lease. Every $1,000 you put towards the deal results in $30 a month. Okay, average. It could be 28, but it's going to be roughly around $30, guys. So if you give a dealership, hey, here's another $1,000 down on the lease, that should change the monthly payment roughly by $30 a month. If a dealership says, okay, hey, great, that brought your payment down $18, guess what? They're trying to save $12 worth of monthly payment in profit out of your 1,000 you're giving them. Okay, same thing, guys, in reverse. If you see a lease deal and the lease deal online says 36 months with $4,000 due, it's this amount per month. Hey, that's easy math, right? So that's 4,000. So that's 4 times 30. What's that going to be, guys? That's $120 a month. So you know if you put down nothing instead of that 4 grand, it's going to go up $120 a month. So same thing on a finance, guys, except it's half. So on a 72-month finance with $1,000, whatever that $1,000 does is going to equal 15 bucks. Okay, it's only half, but again, I'm using 72 months here because it's the most common term for a finance when you're at a dealership. And again, guys, just think about it as the shorter of a term, the more of an effect this money is going to have. So if you're doing a 48-month finance, yeah, it's going to move the payment a little bit more aggressively. All right, guys, so keep that in mind. All right. The MSRP to invoice equals 3.5% to 6%. Okay, guys, so if you watched Car Terms, you know that invoice is the true price of what a dealership hopes to sell a car at or above. And this is not a number that we are ever going to try to pay. We're going to try to pay below invoice, right? So from the sticker price or the manufacturer's suggested retail price to invoice is 3.5 to 6%. Okay, now I know you're asking me, Matt, what the heck? How am I going to know, though, if it's 3.5 or 6? It's a pretty big jump. Well, guys, you're going to ask the dealership what's the invoice on the car. Okay, guys, it's a little bit of a secret number, but it's not a number that they're not going to give you. Okay, they're going to eventually give you invoice if you just keep asking and you use that term. They're going to tell you what invoice is. Now, once they tell you what invoice is, that's the hardest part, right? Now we know everything. So if we can know what invoice is, and we say, oh, it's 6% from this number to the original sticker price, so it's 6%. Now we know how to get from invoice down to triple net. Okay, guys, and triple net is the actual true cost of what a dealer owns a car on the lot for. Now, this number, guys, you're not always going to be able to get a dealer down to triple net, but knowing where it is gives you a lot of power in negotiation, right? If you know where their bottom is, you know how much they're making. So if they get you down to, let's say, $400 above triple net, you know what? That's not a bad deal, right? You're only 400. They're only making $400 right there. So that's not a bad day at the bank, right? So again, from MSRP to invoice is 3.5 to 6% as a rule in most car brands. And now once you have invoice, you can calculate the percentage that it is, and then use the invoice number, and then take the additional same discount again off invoice, and you'll be at triple net, guys. So this again these are terms I know can be a little confusing. If you're still kind of confused by that, go watch Car Terms. It'll break it down for you. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about with magic numbers and dealer math is fast math. Okay, it's a term that I've heard at dealerships my whole career, and it literally is just a bad example of how to do business with someone, but it works. And fast math is you doing math in front of a customer very, very quickly. So if you've ever been at a dealership and you felt rushed, or you felt like they didn't explain the numbers very well, they just kind of scribbled them all out in front of you as quickly as they could, they did it on purpose. And the point there is to make you feel like you couldn't follow along, so that when they ask you a question, you kind of just go with their lead. And I know it sounds silly, guys, but it really works. So if somebody is trying to use fast math with you on the phone or in person, or at any point in an exchange or dealership, stop them, make them slow down, call them out on being too fast. All right, guys, address it. Don't feel embarrassed. This is your money. This is your purchase. You have the right to take it at the speed that you want to go. So make them redo the math for you. And I'll tell you this much. When you stop one of the guys who uses fast math at a dealership and tries to rush you, okay, it's going to throw him off his game. It's going to make you a lot more powerful in a negotiation standpoint. And you might find out that this person does not know the real math. So when they go through it slowly and they have to explain each step, they won't be able to sometimes. And this is going to, again, give you a really good sense of who you're working with. Guys, this has been Matt from How to Buy a Car. This is lesson 9, magic numbers. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I hope it's been informative. Thank you for watching, as always, and make sure you come back for more.